Happy Friday, subs. I'm at the grind again. That's what I do on Fridays. See this? The brew. The electric bird, that's what it's called. David doesn't have school. I tried to get him to join me to study all day. He didn't even want to. It's weird. So I told my friend this story, and she said that I should share it. Because she's like, oh, what do you do in law school all day? So Thursday I had crim. And I had to, we got this scenario of a murder, and I had to be the defense attorney and argue for self-defense. And we just had to do closing statements. And there were so one student was the prosecutor, I was the student that was the defense attorney, and then everyone else was the jury. And so the prosecutor does his argument, and then I did my argument. So for people who know me, I wanted to call my old CCJ friends so bad afterwards because they would have laughed. I hated public speaking. When I worked for CCJ, it's been such a journey getting me to a space to speak in front of groups. And by the end, though, I loved it. I looked forward to it. It was energy and life-giving by the end, after 10 years of working there. But I have hilarious stories of sweating profusely, shaking, just completely shutting down, not being able to finish. So I was nervous, but okay, so this is how I did. Overall, it was okay. There was things I could have done better, and there were things I did really well. But it was my very first time ever doing anything like that, and I'm not actually an attorney yet, and I don't have all the law memorized, so I'm fine with it. And I don't think we even got grades for it, which makes it even better. But I didn't do well at articulating the elements of self-defense in comparison to the facts of the case. I did do really well at telling the story and pulling the jury in to the situation to feel for the defendant. So whether he was actually did it in self-defense or not, they're still kind of tilting towards him just because I pulled them in emotionally. So I need to learn the law better, though. That's pretty important. So I had a situation today, a thing. There was a gentleman who is developmentally disabled. I've seen him before. I'm aware of the fact that he's developmentally disabled. And while I was studying, he was sitting kind of across from me, staring at me, playing with himself. And I looked at him and saw this, and I was like, no. But then he continued to keep his hand near his genitals and make faces of as if he was still having sexual thoughts about me. I understand he's developmentally disabled, and this kind of behavior is not it's not abnormal, and it's not so luckily I was able to get a hold of someone that worked at the establishment I was at, and they immediately just took care of it. So it's no big deal. But so a couple interesting just things about the situation. One, I'm aware that it's normal. It's not abnormal, I guess, for people with developmentally that are developmentally disabled to have sexual misconduct. And it wasn't appropriate. I wasn't being attacked or anything, so I wasn't in danger. But so there was this compassion and awareness to him that I felt. And then I also felt this own a weird thing was I thought about what am I wearing, as if I was taking I have my initial instinctual thoughts was blaming myself, as if I brought his misconduct onto me. What am I wearing? Am I drawing inappropriate attention? Am I how am I sitting? What am I doing? So I just kept having thought, and every time I was aware that these thoughts were no, this isn't okay. This isn't okay, and I don't deserve this. This isn't okay, and I don't deserve this. But so my heart's racing, and I still feel really anxious. And so at the same time, I feel violated, and I feel understanding, both at the same time. Luckily, besides the fact that the establishment totally took care of it immediately, and I wasn't harmed in any way, one of my best friends came to study with me almost immediately afterwards, and so to be able to just process with her, I just realized like how blessed I am to like navigate the world with so much support. Like something kind of yucky happened, and when we don't deal with yucky, it seeps out in other places in other ways. And I'm blessed with these amazing friends that completely comprehend like the gender roles, and I could talk to her about that. Like instinctually, like my response was this and that, and we're both like understand it and know it's wrong. And so yeah, that happened.